I'm Colonel Fatso, and I'm going to be doing Mega Man X Buster only, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Let's go, Fatso.
Let's go.
All right. So through the intro stage, there's not going to be much difference between this and any given normal Mega Man X run. So I guess I'll just introduce some of the people with me today. I've got the second place runner of this category, Darrenville, behind me. Oops. I've got the any % world record holder, Akiteru, directly behind me. And then I think off to my left, you'll see Walrus Prime, who is the...
He's also the best.
Yeah,
I'm the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
And he's the pioneer of the 4th place Spark at AGDQ 2017. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. There's just a bunch of mashing, which I kind of failed. And then you have to take down your HP towards the end of this stage because there's going to be a fight that you have to lose against Vile. I guess like anything else I can talk about during this first stage is that I've actually disabled weapon swaps. That's something you can do in this game. They're like controller shortcuts to swap between weapons, and I've turned them off so that I won't accidentally swap.
Yeah, that's very important. Like the category says, any % Buster only. It should sound pretty straightforward. Basically, we can't use any of the special Maverick weapons that we get from the bosses in this category.
All right, so I want to get grabbed as soon as possible. So I'm going to actually shoot him with some lemons because sometimes that resets his pattern and he'll just shoot you. All right.
Sub 2.
Yeah. Easy every time, man.
Easy every time.
So Zero's going to save us and then tell us how bad we are and that we should get better. And we are going to get a little better. I'm not using any weapons, obviously, but I can collect any items that I wish to. And I'm going to be taking 3 heart tanks and 1 sub-tank. Basically, most of this is going to be for safety on the final boss, but also it unlocks some damage boost related strats for later on in the game.
I guess we're doing Chill Penguin first, which is going to be the first stage in any route of this game because the dash boots are unlocked here, which is going to speed up the rest of the game immensely. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that goes into routing. There's a couple things Darrenville might be able to expand on.
Oh, sure. On the movement tech for Chill Penguin, we've got these slopes right here that give us a bit of extra speed. And when we jump off those, it gives us extra. It gives us that extra distance to use that speed. You see right there, Fatso doing a couple of those slope jumps.
Yeah, another a hidden feature of the slope jump is also that your jump height is higher, so you can actually make jumps that you could never make if you were walking up the slope. So now we got the dash boots, and we're not going to really have to do any of that slope jumping anymore because dashing is just going to be faster.
Yep, time to go fast.
Yeah, so as far as stage order goes, Penguin first always. I'm going to be going to Kuwanger second, both for familiarity with other routes, and also because one of the hearts that I'm getting is the Iceless heart in Kuwanger, and that's kind of hard. And if I'm going to do, if I could take forever on it in RTAs, I would just reset there, right? So, and then after that, I'm going to go to Eagle to get my sub-tank, and then to Armadillo to fill it up. After which, I basically just go by what's easiest to stage select. So, Walrus, would you like to talk about Penguin fight?
Sure. Yeah, the Penguin fight is one of the more difficult fights in the other categories of the game. For one, because you have the Buster only, and he has a lot of different patterns. But some of the things you can do, you notice Fatso using these dash lemons, they actually do double damage. And he shoots them from far away, and we call that the CFO strat. And we use the time of the traveling of the lemon to garner extra charge and apparent time advantage, and it can speed the fight up that way as well.
Yeah. So that was a good kill time, but I kind of got stuck on the side. You have to walk to the center at the end of every boss fight. So you want to kill them when you're close to the center. There's also a trick that you can do at the end of the boss explosions, which I will not be doing because it screws up the sound. But it can save 20 frames per boss.
20 frames or great soundtrack, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right wall's
sorry.
free.
I let you down, man. All right, so this is one of the hardest stages in the game normally, and even in this category, oops. Yeah.
This turtle skip is pretty precise. You take a damage boost off of one of those missiles well inside of the ladder gap, and you can cancel the hit stun by holding either direction into the side of the ladder gap, and then you can use the iframes from that damage boost to get through the next turtle without taking any more damage. This is the one and only auto-scroller in the game as well. Appreciate the Buster tunes for us. Thanks, Fatso.
You're welcome. All right. So coming up, we're going to be getting the Iceless Heart, and that's, I don't know, it's one of the gateway-like tricks that a lot of people have to bang their heads against for a while. I got a second try, which is not bad.
Easy trick. Easy trick.
Easy trick. All you got to do is practice it for like 20 hours.
Yeah, and this final climb up to the tower, we usually have ice, which kind of streamlines it a bit. It can be a little bit tricky to get through their damage list on Buster only.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully we're going to get the boss to dance with us, and that's going to make it a lot easier. If you get close to Kuwanger, then he'll always try and grab you, and then you can just jump over it and repeat the process. Somewhere between either like half HP and death. Oh, I'm getting really lucky.
Oh, man.
That was a really good fight.
Nice fight. Nice fight.
Yeah, so at some point between either like half HP or death, he'll start doing an infinite series of teleports instead. And that can trip people up sometimes, but it was no problem.
And all you got to do is stand in the center and turn back and forth. They'll never teleport on top of you as long as you're not moving and you're not on one of the edges.
Yeah. All right, so in Eagle Stage, I'm going to be trying a couple things that are maybe not well advised, but it's okay. There's a limited amount of time you can lose. Okay, easy.
Very nice.
And here I'm going to be going up to get the sub-tank, and then depending on enemy spawns, I might try for something really stupid.
Good luck.
No, don't get to you.
I don't blame you.
There's a really advanced strat from any percent runs called the death kick that is there. You can save like 15 frames at the cost of potential death.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah, it's a good trick, man. I think everybody should learn it. So here we're going to fight Eagle, and Eagle is a bird. Birds in this game hate you.
Birds are jerks.
Yeah, birds are jerks. So as long as Eagle's on the ground, everything's fine. If he goes up in the air, it's going to suck.
Hovers are not too bad. You can still hit him, and he comes back down fairly regularly. What you really don't want to see are a bunch of dives, because that's when you start losing a bunch of time.
What's up with this run, man?
It's very good. Very good. Typical Eagle.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm wasting all my luck for the race. All right. So as I said before, next up we're going to be going to Armadillo. Armadillo doesn't have much going on, so if there were any donations to read, now would be a great time.
Well, I've got plenty of donations to read. Brad C. gave us $300 and said, Mega Man X is a big part of my childhood. Happy to see it used to support such a great charity. Save the frames. Clace gave us $25 and said, I couldn't not donate during a playthrough of Mega Man X, one of the best video games ever made. Shoutouts to all the runners and staff. After watching this run, try saying that perfect games don't exist. I dare you. Thanks for this amazing event, and shout out to any fans of Major Minor out there. And Chris 0217 gives $150, saying, Mega Man X was a favorite game growing up. I used to play it whenever I got grounded. I'm no speedrunner, but I beat it in around an hour. Shout out to my friend Martin, porting this towards Majora's Mask Glitch Expo. That's 100 left to make it happen. I hope you didn't play it very often, Chris 0217. Jared154 gave us 150, saying, first-time watcher, I've had the stream on since the pre-show. Thanks for a great stream and lots of amazing game breaking. Donation to Runner's Choice. What is your choice, Colonel Fatso?
I believe it is the fixed music in Final Fantasy VII.
Excellent. Can I keep going, or?
Well, I mean, I could talk about this boss.
Oh, please
briefly. So there are two ways to fight this boss. I'm going to be fighting it in a way that might be comical. You'll see. Whoops. Okay, so when you hit Armadillo with a charge shot, if he blocks it, he's going to charge up his own attack, and then he becomes vulnerable for a period of time as he uses it. So I'm just going to abuse this for the next 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, it can be a pretty tedious fight. The other way to fight him is to try to time dash lemons as he's shooting at you. It's much more risky. You're going to miss a lot of shots that way. And I believe Fatso told me earlier in the week that his gold split actually does it this way, which is theoretically potentially slower, but much safer.
Don't clap that.
It's a great boss. Yeah, the Tink strat is very unreliable, and I don't think there's any real way to time it perfectly, and it's pretty luck-based, it feels like, most of the time.
All right, so this stage is going to be pretty much exactly like an any percent run would be. There's an area near the beginning where in any percent you'd be able to go over the top of the conveyors, and I can't because I don't have the right weapon for it. So instead I'm going to go down.
Yeah, I guess for the route, there's a couple other noticeable differences in stages based on which stages you've beat before. This one being one of them. Normally, this is all lava, but since we've defeated Penguin, it's all ice, and we can take advantage of that by going underneath there. Another one would be Spark Mandrill's stage. The lights go out if you've already defeated Eagle, and that was mentioned previously in the X6 run.
Yeah, I'd say that's arguably the most important stage effect.
It also affects Thunder Slimer's abilities, which is the true boss of this game category.
Yeah, it definitely powers down the boss significantly, which is nice. This fight's kind of boring, so any more donations? Perfect time.
Sure. Stuhlin gave us $50 and said, I spent hours as a kid mapping out all the weapon and item dependencies in Mega Man X, trying to create the perfect route. So this is amazing. Boomer Kuwanger gave us $50 and said, first time catching GDQ live. Many thanks to all the people who've donated, the runners, and of course the GDQ staff. Good luck to the runner with just a buster. I'll donate another $50 if you read this and the runner beats Boomer Kuwanger without taking damage. Donation to Runner's Choice.
I think I did. So you're on the hook now, buddy. All right. So this stage is basically just moving left to right, but there's some interesting stuff that's going to go on in the cave because there are these rocks that fall from the ceiling, and they fall randomly, and there's no way to really predict them. So instead, you just have to have really good reactions. And there was nothing I could have done about that one. But like usually, if I see one coming to troll me, I'm gonna shoot it with my Buster.
Shoutouts to Reeves Cave.
Oh,
Everybody knows what that is.
yeah. So I don't know. There's an interesting thing that you can do with the enemy here that I just killed and the door. If you like pick up the drop from the enemy with the with the boomerang and then load the door on the next frame, you'll actually grab the door and it'll play the boss door animation and then you'll be stuck forever.
Soft lock the game. Also known as the Fatso door.
Yeah. I definitely didn't do that when I was ahead of an any percent run.
This is one of the more unfortunate bosses in Buster Only. Really benefits from having the boomerang. As you can see, he just teleports around and basically does whatever he wants.
Yeah,
don't
whereas
know.
with the boomerang, you can just stun lock him for the entirety of the fight.
I like this fight a lot more this way, actually. It's more fun.
I could
Not
see
much
that.
going on with the boomerang fight.
That was
Very
not
nice
bad
fight.
at all.
Not bad.
Actually. 1 or 2 teleports, I think.
This luck is too good. This means I'm going to get screwed over by the final boss.
Ah, you got this.
All right, so now one of the hardest stages in the game, I would say, Mandrill stage, is coming up. It's got a really wicked mini-boss with a horrible mean streak. And plus, there's a lot of enemies that it's not feasible to just stand and mash down, really. So you're going to see, I take deboosts on a couple while I charge my Buster for the next one.
It's also got one of the better soundtracks, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not saying that they aren't all great.
Yeah, and what we originally do here with Zam's Hallway, switching between Ice and Buster, can be pretty difficult with Buster only. With the Flamingos, taking a green shot, 2 lemons, then a couple more lemons. Depending on how you want to do it Buster only, it can still be a pretty tricky hallway.
So the best strat with this boss is not actually to like mash, because it has about an 1/8 of a second in invincibility. Oh, I was hoping for a drop there, but I didn't
No
get
luck.
anything. But it has some invincibility, so you have to time your shots a little bit better. There we go.
Nice.
I'm going to be picking up a heart in this stage as well. Easy. All right. I was having trouble with that in the practice room, so I'm glad that I figured it out. Oh. All right, so the rest of this is just like using charge shots and Buster to just clear out all the enemies. And then we're going to fight Mandrill, who, he's fast and he's big, so there's a hint of danger, especially since he does like 6 damage on contact. But I think it's not so bad to deal with this boss.
Yeah, thankfully in X1, a lot of the bosses take 2 damage from green shots.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, I'm gonna be good.
We're good.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little nervous for that one.
Yeah, that was not one of the more graceful fights I've had with Mandrill, but so there's just one more Maverick boss left to go, and then we're going to be heading right into the fortress. Octopus stage it's basically like a mini boss rush. There's a lot of heavily armored enemies, and so some of these have like mini boss iframes, so you can't just mash them down. But ooh, hi there! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, similar to what you were talking about with Thunder Slimer, these 2 subs, you can't just mash through them because they actually do have a small period of iframes.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay back, and that's going to bait out these like eels that come out of this sub. And that basically just means that it's not going to be sucking me.
Yeah, he's got a searchlight, and he can suck or blow water to push X around, and then he's got the worm boys.
Worm boys.
Here's his sucking pattern. Little annoying, but out come the worms, and down goes the sub.
All right. My health is good. I like that.
Ooh, nice missiles.
Yeah. So this Udaburos head coming up, or the snake anyways,
He doesn't have any iframes.
Yeah, you can just mash him. So I'm actually going to be mashing with both thumbs. Ooh. Oh. That wasn't great. I'll catch him on the way down, though.
Nice.
Not bad. Should say Octopus is one of the more dangerous of the 8 Mavericks.
Yeah, Octopus spams a lot of projectiles, and they're hard to deal with sometimes. But I go into the fight with lots of health, so I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about the Kuwanger dance, but really the Buster only fight on Octopus looks more like a dance than anything.
Yeah, especially if you start shooting a bunch of homing fish torpedoes.
And then this happens,
Yeah.
and you have to cry. You can, like, mash out of it and end the attack early, but that usually costs health, and it's just... I don't know. I find like that it's inadvisable in most circumstances, especially since there's a chance when you do that, if you do it wrong, that you'll actually get caught in an infinite combo.
Yeah, you can underflow the timer that tells him to release you. And so if you mash on just the wrong frame, it'll underflow it, and he'll never release until you're out of health. And bits of X go flying off the screen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of bits of X flying off the screen, so
me
I'm not
either.
going to do that. So here we are. We're finished 8 Mavs, and Zero is going to tell us that he's found Sigma's Fortress, and so we're going to head out there now. Coming up is a strat called the Leap of Faith, and also I'm going to be taking damage because there's another fight with Vile that I need to lose.
Yep, and this is the reason, one of the main reasons why we got those hearts in the Maverick stages.
Yeah. If I didn't take any hearts, then I couldn't do this strat. I'd have to, like, kill some of the turtles. That looks good. Oh, no! So I didn't get a dash on the kick there, and so I was basically left high and dry. That's okay, we'll do it again. I'm
Nah.
So I got caught there, kind of. Oh no!
Those platforms have a tendency to eat dash inputs.
Yeah.
I think if you
Okay.
ever let go of right, there's a chance that your dash will
Yeah.
just
Okay.
drop.
Once more onto the breach. Actually, lives could be an issue at this point. I might take a game over at the beginning of the next stage. Okay.
Nice.
There we go.
Nailed it.
I second guessed it too.
Yeah, I saw the wiggle.
Okay, so now we've taken all the damage we need, and Vile's gonna trap us, and then Zero's gonna make his wonderful sacrifice. So there is a way to skip all of this text, but it only works if you either have the rolling shield or are playing on the American version. In Buster only, it's faster to just use the Japanese version and then do the first half of the skip and not the second, so... All right. So now we just got to wait this out, and then we're going to fight Vile. Rest in peace. See you next game.
Spoiler alert.
So this is one of my favorite fights in Buster Only. It's very dynamic and fast. Vile has very short iframes, almost like a mini-boss, so... Ooh.
Sick dodges.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Now we're going to pick up the upgraded Buster from 0. And the upgraded Buster, like, it's not something that you would use a lot in an any percent or 100% run, except to charge a weapon. But the full-powered shot here is actually incredibly useful because it clears everything out of your way. And even though it doesn't do any more damage to bosses or anything, it's incredibly powerful in that way. Yeah, so if you don't do that exactly right, you can get trolled pretty hard. But here, you see, like, it killed that thing that was half the screen away from me, practically, behind me. So, it's pretty useful, and it will be employed almost everywhere.
Quanger wants one more dance before the night is over.
Dude, he's really dedicated to the dance. Oh boy. All right. There we go. That's the life that I was looking for.
Yeah, the pre-hallway to Bow Spider is kind of interesting, Buster only.
I basically just crash into everything and
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure there's a bonkless strat to get through there.
it would be super slow. You'd have to like turn around on all of the Mets, so it'd be pointless. So Bow Spider, obviously the trick is that Bow Spider always takes whatever crossing. So I'm just going to hope that I don't get too many of these baby spiders, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, and in between each cycle, I guess, you've got plenty of time to charge all the way up to pink and unleash the fury of the neon pink shot.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, I don't know, I've grown tired of this boss a little bit because it's, I don't know, it's a boss I've done so many times. So I just like play around a little bit, which is not necessarily the safest thing in a marathon speed run, but...
Yeah, I guess one other thing to note, with the pink shot, you don't actually want to shoot him point blank.
Oh, yeah. So, like, there's two parts to the pink shot. There's the 3, like, helix shots. Oh, I was actually not paying attention there. Went the wrong way. So there's, like, the 3 helix shots, and then there's also a blast wave that envelops Mega Man. And the blast wave only does 1 damage, although it does it repeatedly. The helix shots do 3, so you want to be hitting the bosses with that instead. Alright, so Sigma 2, we got rematches with the birds, and so I'm expecting to lose many, many seconds.
Also the best song in the game.
Agreed. Although, my boy Chameleon's pretty good too.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, there's nothing different for this face-off against Penguin. Except I don't want to take much damage here. I'm saving up all my HP for the boss of this level, Rangda Bangda.
Yeah, and then after the Penguin fight, isn't there something you want to mention about the background?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. I love this game, man. I think it's one of the most artistic things I've ever seen. And there's a very small detail that I'm going to point out in this hallway that probably nobody watching or very few people watching have ever seen before. So just take a look at the color of the sky in the window. And it is daybreak happening as we cross the screen, man. It's beautiful. All right, so... I don't know, now that I've said my piece, we're just going to fight Eagle again. And look, it's daylight.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it till I watched the stream and he pointed it out. It's awesome.
So again, I don't want to take any damage because I need everything that I can get for Rangda Bangda. That's a fight it's all in very close quarters, and you can't do much damage. And especially using the Buster, it's impossible to maneuver around and get the eyes very easily, so... Oh, that was a failed disrespect strat there. I was trying to get him off the screen to save leg. And I paid a heavy price.
Yeah, I got a little greedy.
All right, so it's just a couple quick deboosts here. Oh, what am I doing? That was a little bit of any percent muscle memory sneaking in. All right. Would somebody like to talk about how Rangda works?
Sure, I'll take a stab at it. Rangda's got 2 eyes and a nose, obviously. He's 3-part boss. The eyes have 3 different patterns, the red eye and the blue eye, which you both saw. And then the walls close and the nose will do his thing. The green eye will always sit in the sly and not move. That's the worst pattern. Petzo's actually getting pretty good luck here with the moving red eyes. They'll shoot projectiles at you and move towards you. And the blue eye will always just track towards X. Once you've killed one eye, the second eye will always be a red eye every time. And this is actually a really good fight.
Yeah, it's an okay fight.
Very good, very good.
You have to kind of take it slow with the nose sometimes, because if you kill the nose too early and both eyes are still alive, then these walls actually stay closed in, and you have to fight both eyes without much room to maneuver. So I deliberately held off on killing the nose a little bit.
Yeah, without ceasing, that can be pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no ground to stand on. Instant death spikes on the floor. 2 eyes coming at you from either side is not very friendly.
So one of the consequences of not having weapons is that I can't actually do the boss skip here, and so I'm going to have to do a rehash of that comical fight. Donations would be wonderful here.
Absolutely. We have $100 from Miria. Meow, hi from the back couch to all my friends in the Rockman X speedrunning community. Good luck to all the X runners.
Thanks, Miria. Miria is like an incredible resource to the Mega Man X community. She's made practice ROM hacks for Mega Man X and X2 and is working on one for X3.
Brigadier General Fatso gave us $10 and said, Colonel, this is you from the future. Don't forget to do the thing and also kill the animals.
Do the thing.
If only. So yeah, it's just a lot of using the pink shot to clear out enemies in here. We got a rematch with Chameleon. Hopefully I'll get the same kind of luck I got last time, because that was sick.
Yeah, this fight is definitely pretty interesting, Buster only.
Okay.
Yeah, you notice he missed just a couple of those shots. As Chameleon is swinging back and forth, you actually can't reach him from the floor. So right when he's in the middle of his swing is the best time to hit him. And especially when he's doing any of the ceasing attacks, that's another good opportunity to get some shots in.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this guy can just like wall you for as long as he wants.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
boy.
is some trolley luck here. Repeated iron tongues.
Okay. So next up is the rematch with Mandrill. Through all of this, I'm trying to get any health that I can pick up, and also to minimize the number of hits I'm taking, because I've got a bit of a gauntlet coming up. First, Octopus refight, which is going to take a lot of hits, and then D-Rex, which is really dangerous. So. Okay. Ordinarily, I wouldn't take the health coming up, but I'm going to do so in this case because everything always goes wrong in marathons.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. Then there's a strat after Octopus, the damageless hallway, which I'm sure Colonel Fatso is very well versed in.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a pretty precise, like, shot placement where using the pink shot can clear out all of the cannons and you don't take any damage. But first, we gotta sit through this. Feeling kind of kind. Oh, I said that. This is my fault. So that energy drain attack of Octos is kind of like a tutorial forcing you to learn how to dash, because otherwise you can't really get away from it. My health is a little dicey, but I do have a spare life, so it's not going to be the end of the world if I do die. So here we go.
Nice placement.
Nice.
Easy every time. So Mammoth Refight is, of course, pretty easy. And then I got D-Rex, which is very hard sometimes.
Yeah, the Buster only D-Rex fight can feel pretty similar to the any percent fight.
How nice of Mammoth to turn the conveyor around for you at the very end.
Yeah, saves like half a second. It's great. All right, so I'm not going to talk during D-Rex. If you got any donations, now might be a great time.
I've got plenty of donations. We got $20 from Mr. Sweet saying, "Yo, Fatso, Mr. Sweet here. Good luck on the X run and the X2 race. Destroy those Mavericks. May they rust in peace." I'm sorry I wasn't going to make any bad robot jokes, but I just couldn't resist her.
Oh my god. Shoutouts to Mr. Swede, up and coming Mega Man 3 player.
Very nice. Nice fight.
All right. This run is actually on pretty decent pace. Like, I think there's... No, never mind. I misread. So I won't PB, but it's going to get pretty close as long as I don't die.
Another pretty cool fight in my opinion. This dog fight right here.
Yeah, the dog has low invincibility frames, just like Vile did. Again, prioritizing not taking damage when I can. I never got a look at my sub-tank. I'm hoping it's full.
Alright, so this Jedi fight, there's no other way to do,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no matter what you do with the Buster, it's going to do 1 damage, so
Yeah,
I just
1
use
damage.
lemons.
32 hits on Jedi, and then 32 hits on the final boss.
Yeah, these hits are a little faster, though.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
yeah, the main thing is to keep him on this pattern and try to get in as many shots as you can as you climb the wall up and down.
This is where I gave up in the practice room 2 days ago.
Shoutouts to Walrus's heroic effort to beat this game with Buster only. All right. So it takes 4 seconds to charge up to max. You can only hit Final Sigma with the max charge shot, and you have to do it 32 times. So this is going to be about 2.5 minutes, and I'm not going to want to talk about any of it.
Yeah, the hands and the lightning both do significant damage. So it can be a very dangerous fight and also very tedious.
Yeah, you notice he's just got the tip of his toe on the claw platform. Something similar that you do at 100% and any percent, because you don't actually get damaged by the sparks that come out from the claw as long as you stand right on the edge. But definitely with Buster only, you don't want to fall asleep during this fight. That is for sure, because the other claw tends to want to troll you as much as it can.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they've got some fancy ideas today.
Case in point, yeah.
Man, he just picked you up.
So one of the nice things about the Buster Shot in this case is that it's big enough that if I wanted to, I could just not jump at all. And whenever he's, like, the claw is at the peak, then I can do it then. So if I'm looking low on health and worried about like not finishing, then I have that as an option.
Shoutouts to all those kids out there that never knew Rolling Shield was the weakness and did it this way.
Yeah, Rolling Shield's the only other weapon that can damage Felguard or Sigma here. And it does double the damage to the pink shot. 2.
Yeah. Even that's kind of a stressful fight. This is a really stressful fight. Seems to be going pretty well though so far. I say that and probably I'm going to get hit by something pretty soon because I said it.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Nice left claw being a bro.
Just a few more hits.
Time coming up on the final hit of
Yeah.
the boss here.
What are you doing? I want to know. No, I don't like
Sub
this.
tank.
Oh, thank God.
All right.
Time. Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
My eyes are bad.
All right,
That's time. Hell of a run, Fatso. Hell of
Well
a run.
done, well done.
So yeah, that's Mega Man X Buster only. That run was 40 seconds short of my PB. And yeah, if you want to learn more about Mega Man speedruns, we have Mega Man X Discords, and you can see leaderboards at megamanleaderboards.net. Other than that, I think that that's all for me.